My daughter had an allergic reaction while we were on a play date, and let's just say it wasn't one of my best moments as a food allergy mom. We were really early into our diagnosis, and I just didn't know how to navigate allergies at all. It was all new to me. It was many years ago now. She was about 3, and she had made a new friend, and we were headed to a play date. I told the other mom about my daughter's food allergies, and I prepped the allergy-safe snack that we would all share. Of course, we had our epinephrine with us. The first hour went like any other play date. I chit-chatted with mom while the kids played in the playroom, and we were having a great time. After a while, my daughter came and sat on my lap, and I wondered why she'd left her friend and all those new toys in that toy room. But then I saw her face. She was unrecognizable. Her whole left side from her forehead to her chin was completely swollen. At first I thought, did she hit her head? I couldn't figure out what was happening. By this time, the other mom was alarmed too, and suddenly she said, "Oh no, my kids ate peanut butter in the playroom yesterday." I finally started to clue in. My daughter was having an allergic reaction. Alarms went off in my head. Is this my worst nightmare? Is this anaphylaxis? What do I do? Do I use the epinephrine? To find out how this story ends, go to episode number 1. But spoiler alert, my daughter was okay. But wow, this event was a big learning experience. Not only did I learn things about what I didn't know about what to watch for anaphylaxis and a few other things that I talk about in episode 1, and I also learned some really important information about navigating playdates, and I'm going to share that with you today. Even if you've been at this a while, stick with me because I'll share a few questions to help you decide when your food allergy child is ready to go to playdates without you. Let's get to it. Hey food allergy mama, if you're here, you've likely experienced the scary and lonely food allergy diagnosis with your child. Unfortunately, food allergy parents aren't taught how to navigate the food allergy lifestyle, and it's easy to feel alone and discouraged sometimes. But I'm here to show you that food allergy life doesn't have to feel restrictive, scary, or isolated. I'm Corinna, and I'm a 17-year food allergy mom and food allergy coach at Friendly Pantry Consulting. I specialize in making food allergy life safer and less worrisome for food allergy families like yours. I'm not perfect, but over 17 years, I've learned a lot the hard way, and I'm sharing the secrets and resources you won't hear anywhere else that will help you feel confident living with food allergies faster and easier than I did. From introducing allergens, travel, navigating school, and educating friends and family, this podcast will give you the essential tips and strategies you need to help your food allergy child and family thrive. Welcome to the show. First of all, I want to remind you that I've been where you are. As you can tell from our Playdate story, I experienced the fear and uncertainty of food allergies and venturing outside of our home. I want you to know that you don't have to go through this food allergy life alone like I did, and I'm here to help. So let's start with your tip number 1 for attending Playdates. Start with graciousness. Here's the thing. When it comes to food allergies, fear can overshadow everything you do. Because of this, it can cause your requests to feel more like demands, even if it's not your intention. Add to that the feeling of inconveniencing others, and even the feeling of fear that the host is going to resist. It can be hard to maintain a gracious tone because these tensions can add up. So here's a couple tips to help you keep a gracious tone when you're talking or emailing or texting that Playdate host. Number 1, keep in mind where that person is coming from. The idea of food allergies is likely new to the host. It can be super overwhelming, as you know. So be clear and give simple suggestions to help. You can even break it into bite-sized pieces to simplify things. Number 2, don't try and scare them into accommodating your little one. If they don't seem receptive, then this may not be the best friend to hang out with anyway. But keeping a kind, matter-of-fact tone when talking about food allergies will show that you're not just being overprotective, and this is going to give you credibility. And the third way to keep a gracious tone is to show the host that this is a team effort. You are there to help them. If they feel like you're in it together, they won't feel as overwhelmed, and they won't feel like you just dumped a huge responsibility on their shoulders. If you want a done-for-you template that is gracious, clear, and effective, check out my new social event survival pack. This pack of templates is going to help you not only with playdates, but birthday parties and all the holiday events coming soon. It's going to be your go-to resource to take the stress out of social events so you can keep your child safer, included, and so you can let your child make friends instead of worrying about food allergies. I'm going to post a link to that in the show notes. Tip number 2 is to figure out the allergy-friendly snacks. I find that for playdates, providing the snack made things easier for everyone to save the host from searching for safe snacks or trying to make something. Even so, this can get really burdensome after several playdates because it's not easy to be the food allergy mom providing all the food all the time. It gets expensive to buy all those allergy-friendly muffins and cookies, and it takes a lot of time. So to save money and time, what I started to do was bulk baking sessions where I would make large batches of playdate kind of foods like safe muffins, cookies, loaves, and then I would freeze them so that I could just pull them out the morning of a playdate. Doing this was such a lifesaver because it reduced costs and it reduced stress, and it made playdates easier to attend on a day-to-day basis. Tip number 3 for playdates without worry is to always bring your epinephrine and anaphylaxis plan. So on that playdate that I told you about, we had our epinephrine, but not our anaphylaxis plan. And honestly, at that point in our journey, I don't even know if they had anaphylaxis plans. And if they did, it was just coming out. So we had no idea, honestly, what to look for or what to do when anaphylaxis came. So now that they have these plans, definitely take it with you everywhere, because even when you're really stressed or nervous, even if you know what to look for, this is just going to clearly give you the steps and help you to calmly look over what to do and to know what the next step will be. So take that with you. Don't leave home without those 2 things. Tip number 4 is to figure out the stage your child is at. In the beginning, when your child is a baby or toddler, often the parents attend playdates with the kids. But if your little one is still in the touching and mouthing stage, which is where my daughter was at when we had our playdate reaction, you want to be especially careful. Although I told the host about our allergies, I never even thought to ask about whether their family eats in the playroom and if there could be traces of allergens there. If there are traces of your little one's allergen in the toy room, you have a couple of options. You could ask to play in another area where they don't usually have food, or you could invite them to your house instead. And if it was me, I feel like it would be easier to invite them to your own home, but of course you have to make that decision. If you want to get your child ready and empowered to become more independent, I have a free Food Allergy Kids Empowerment Guide, and I'll post a link in the show notes. Okay, so I know many of you are wondering, is my child ready to go on playdates alone? This is definitely going to be kid dependent, and I've got a few things for you to think about to help you decide. Write these down, so grab that paper and pen so that you don't forget and you can actually go through these step by step. Got the paper and pen? Great. Here's the questions. Number 1, do they know not to put toys, objects, and hands in their mouth without reminders? Number 2, does your child wash or wipe their hands before eating without being told? Number 3, do they mention their allergies to others on a regular basis? Number 4, can they read? And if so, are they good about asking to read labels? If they can't read, are they good about not eating something unless it has been approved by a trusted adult? And number 5, do they self-carry their epinephrine? Number 6, do they go by the rule, no epinephrine, no eating? If you answered yes to all of these, they might be ready to try going on a playdate without you. Alternatively, if you talk to and trust the other parent enough to either take care of or watch that they do all of those things, then they also might be ready to go on the playdate without you. If your child is going alone, remember that the parent watching the kids needs to understand your child's emergency plan and know how to administer the epinephrine as well. If you want help explaining food allergies to playdate hosts, whether you're going with your child or not, grab my social event survival pack. It's an easy to understand RSVP template that's going to take the stress out of explaining food allergies for every social event that you're going to go to. With birthday parties, playdates, Halloween, and the holidays coming, you're going to want this stress-free solution. You'll use it for years and years. Tip number 5 for worry-free playdates is talk to the playdate host about food allergies. Now, this may seem obvious, but you would be surprised at how many parents hope that they can just take care of their child's allergies and not mention it to the host at all. But I want to encourage you, as hard as it is, talk to that host as soon as you can. I know it seems easier not to rock the boat, but your host needs to know, and it's going to be easier to talk about it in the beginning. Trust me, it becomes super awkward if you don't say anything, and then 3 months down the road, they invite your child to a birthday party, and you have to say, "Oh, I forgot to mention food allergies." It's awkward, but it also makes it seem like it's not important, and that's not a good impression to leave with hosts. So don't worry if you're feeling nervous and want help explaining allergies and getting new friendships started on the right foot. Check out the Playdate RSVP template in the Social Event Survival Pack because it's a game changer and it's going to make things less stressful. If food allergies have been holding you back from playdates, I hope this episode makes playdates doable. Or if you've been enjoying playdates already, I hope you learned something new today to help make it safer and easier. You got this. Let me know what tip was most surprising to you. Comment on this episode or send me a DM on Instagram. My handle is @friendlypantry. Thanks for listening and bye for now. Before you go, Mama, if you love this episode and want deeper support, head over to friendlypantry.com to see how we can partner together to keep your food allergy child safer and worry less. There's no need for wasting time searching all over Instagram, TikTok, and the web to get the practical knowledge you need for your family. While you're there, grab your free Food Allergy Kids Empowerment Guide or the newly diagnosed checklist today. Topics are not medical advice and are the opinions, views, and property of Friendly Pantry Consulting Incorporated. All rights reserved. Always contact your board-certified allergist immunologist for health advice.